which are quite obvious.
Very good.
Question number 8, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This question is to the Prime Minister and asks, does he stand by his reported statement in relation to the film Argo, that, and I quote him, I think it's disappointing, but I don't think we want to go too far on these things, end of quotes.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, yes.
Supplementary question. Right,
does his statement, and I quote him, I think we've made our point and we should probably move on, end of quotes, mean the truth doesn't matter to the Prime Minister when New Zealand's international reputation and standing are at stake, and that his close ties to Hollywood outweigh his responsibilities to uphold New Zealand's international reputation?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
No, Mr. Speaker. As I said when I made the actual original statement that the member's quoting off, the next bit I went on to say was New Zealanders know the role their diplomats played, etc., trying to help New Zealand. But let's be honest, Mr. Speaker, this was a fictionalised movie. It wasn't a documentary, and having now had this debate raging for a while, the only tragedy of the movie is that it didn't have subtitles, because if it did, then at the bit where they came up about New Zealand, Winston Peters could have stood up in the movie and held up a sign and said no.
Order. Supplementary. Order.
Right.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Well, given that the Prime Minister saw fit to give Hollywood $67 million of taxpayers' money from New Zealand, what? Oh, you're not too happy now, are they?
Order.
Just groans now.
Order. Would the member please ask supplementary?
Well, given that the Prime Minister saw fit to give $67 million of hard-earned taxpayers' money to Hollywood and its mates, what measures will the government take to restore New Zealand's international reputation of courage, not cowardice, in the light of the Argo misrepresentation?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I, as Prime Minister of New Zealand, am on the record saying that it's disappointing that this was portrayed in this way. Ben Affleck himself has basically said that he acknowledges those things. But this is a Hollywood movie. And I hate to say to the member, but if he wants to apply the same rigour to his own statements as he expects Hollywood does to fictionalise movies...
Point of order.
Yeah.
Point of order.
The last thing we want, a lesson from truth coming from that man.
Order.
Out of Merrill Lynch.
Order.
And he should have been stopped in his tracks.
Order, and that's not a point of order. The member asked a very political question and he got quite a political answer back. Further supplementaries? Supplementary question.
Will he consider making a posthumous acknowledgement to the New Zealand diplomats who, at great risk to their lives, aided Americans in the 1979 Tehran hostage crisis? If not, why not?
Right Honourable
Speaker,
Prime Minister.
No, it's a Hollywood movie. The member's being a bit precious. I don't know whether he's ever spent a good Christmas holidays reading a book and then watching the movie.
Point of order.
Mr. Speaker,
Right,
that question wasn't about a movie. It was about the brave actions of New Zealand diplomats in 1979 and whether they'd be given an award. Nothing to do with the movie at all. Now, please ask him to address the question.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
As I said, Mr. Speaker, no, it was a fictionalised movie, not a documentary.
Thank you. Question number 9, Materia Ture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Order. Materia Ture has a right to have a question heard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is